The coin in your image is a 1947 Canadian 1-cent coin featuring King George VI. This coin is a fascinating piece of Canadian numismatic history, particularly due to the political and historical context surrounding its production. Below is a full, long, detailed description and background of this coin, suitable for a 30-minute read. Canada 1-cent coin 1947. King George via portrait. The obverse features the left-facing bust of King George VI, who was king of the United Kingdom and the dominions of the British Commonwealth from 1936 to 1952. Designer. The portrait was engraved by Thomas Humphrey Paget, one of the most well-known portrait engravers of British monarchs. Inscription: George Ives, Vi D. G. Rex, ETINDIMP. This Latin inscription translates to George VI. By the grace of God, King and Emperor of India. Notes on inscription: the inclusion of D. Ind. IMP Emperor of India is historically significant. India gained independence in 1947, making this title outdated. However, coins dated 1947 still carried this inscription until a new obverse design was ready. Reverse back details. Design. The reverse shows two maple leaves on the same twig, a symbol of Canadian identity and pride. Designer. The design was created by G.E. Kruger Gray, a renowned British artist responsible for many Commonwealth coin. Design's inscription: the denomination 1 cent appears at the top. The country Canada is at the bottom. The date 1947 appears prominently below the twig. Specifications feature details: country Canada, year 1947, denomination 1 cent, monarch King George. VI composition: 98% copper, 0.5% tin, 1.5% zinc. Weight: 3.24 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mg. Plain mint, Royal Canadian Mint, Ottawa mintage, over 85 million. Varies by type. Historical context. The year 1947 was a pivotal time in global and colonial history. India gained its independence in August 1947. As a result, British monarchs ceased using the title Emperor of India. This change affected coin inscriptions. However, Canada's Royal Mint had not yet prepared new dies without the IND-IMP inscription. Therefore, early 1948 coins still bore the 1947 date, often with a small maple leaf added beside the date. This signifies that the coin was actually struck in 1948 with the outdated 1947 dies. Varieties of the 1947 cent. There are several known varieties of the 1947 Canadian cent, and they are important for collectors. 1947, no maple leaf. These were struck in 1947 before Indian independence was formalized. Standard issue with IND-IMP 1947 maple leaf. These were struck in 1948 using 1947 dies. But a small maple leaf was added next to the date to indicate the coin was minted after the date it bears. This variety is highly collectible. 1947 blunt, 7 versus pointed 7. Some coins show a blunt tip 7 in the date, others a pointed 7. These differences occurred due to different die preparations and have become collectible varieties. Collector value as of 2025. The value of a 1947 Canadian 1-cent coin can vary widely depending on condition, variety, and mint errors. Condition: typical market value USD, circulated good to fine 10 cents. $0. 75, very fine 2 extra. Fine ni meiyuan, der wuling meiyuan, uncirculated ms liu ling, ms liu wu, wu meiyuan, sisher meiyuan, just special varieties. Maple leaf. Depending on grade, rare errors such as off-center strikes or double strikes can command significantly higher prices at auction. Care and preservation. If you own a 1947 Canadian cent, keep the following in mind. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its numismatic value. Store in a non-PVC holder or coin flip to prevent oxidation. Keep in a cool, dry environment to avoid tarnishing or corrosion. Significance in Canadian history. This coin is part of Canada's transition from British colonial status toward becoming a fully independent nation. The presence of the NDIMP title on the coin marked the end of the colonial era. The maple leaf added to the 1947 dated coins minted in 1948 reflected Canada's evolving identity and increased minting autonomy. The eventual removal of the ND-IM inscription marked an important symbolic move away from British imperial titles. Final thought: the 1947 Canadian 1-cent coin is not just a small piece of copper, is a powerful artifact of geopolitical change, monarchical symbolism, and national identity. Its varieties and inscriptions reflect the last remnants of the British Empire's direct control over Canada's coinage. For numismatists and historians alike, it represents a turning point between the old world and the new era of Canadian sovereignty and independence.